looks far more merry back here.
Interesting use of Mary.
Princess Mirav. How does it feel being the other princess?
What brother are you?
The unimportant one.
Jordan, have you given up on impressing my sister already?
It wasn't
She knew
going
who
to
the
be me.
unimportant one was.
I'm the middle son,
I'm the rebellious disappointment.
to being no one's favorite. At this moment, Amos speaks to your sister of his giant sword, and then my brothers will chime in about their swords, until they all offer to unsheath them and compare.
And my sister will nod along. She will be the perfect, polite princess. And all your brothers will think they are winning, and then one of them will, and she will be trapped forever.
Lovely. You're gonna let your father sell you off to the son of any rich tribal leader?
Why not? They're all the same. Some slightly more handsome than others.
You're strange.
You're strange.
Exactly. Come.
That felt sweet. Oh, also, it's fun when you manage to put innuendo into a Bible story. Because they did it. Everyone's done it for millennia. There's always innuendo. And that was actually clever and funny, and it made me laugh. So I like that scene. Their interaction was really good. I like that they had the thing to bond over, that neither of them really care about what's going on. Well, he doesn't care about impressing Mikhail. He doesn't really care about being his father's pawn, and also he was raised in a way that he never needs to expect to be so. And I really love Marab's character. The way they've written her, where she does feel like a disappointment and an afterthought as a princess, because they didn't ask her to be the one that was given away. And, that hurts a little bit, but also she's glad that it's not her, but also she's sad that it is Mikhail. And the fact that she loves her sister and she's sad about what's happening rather than disappointed or even kind of like gloating in a way, it's a different take on this character. This is one of those situations, like I said earlier, that it feels like the way that it's written is very common and feels stale, and the way that they're doing it right now feels different and better and new and fresh. Even though this is probably more than likely what it was always like. A lot of times you'd expect Marab's character to be bitter and angry and stuff, but I like that the part that she's angry about is Mikhail being forced to do this, and also just the disappointment that she is a disappointment and feels like one, and it's really good. I don't like how it was filmed. I can't explain the gate or the mesh that they filmed that through. It made it a little bit difficult to focus on what was going on. That might have been the intention, but I don't know why that would have been the intention given what was happening in the scene. So, yeah, good scene.
What about one of the sacred texts for me to take home to Judah? That speech, those words, the start of it all. Jacob's blessing for our children so that they may remember their legacy.
The lion will turn on you. You said that.
Love that moment of she senses something's wrong immediately, and she's like, David, get over here now. Fix this.
Judah has come.
My king, if I could just be gifted that one scroll. Sol, are you well?
It would not be wise to split up the sacred texts.
It would also not be wise to split the kingdom. Agreed?
What is it you really want, Adriel?
Permanent seat on your council.
Done. We will finalize the terms later. Now let us drink and celebrate our children.
Yes.
All right, one quick complaint. Got to get out of the way before I freaking gush. The fact that the Judah guy just comes out and threatens to leave the kingdom. That was not the political person that we've come to see so far. That I didn't like that. Felt out of character. Maybe it was Saul was imagining it. Minor things first. Like I said, I really like how the queen calls David over. I like how Saul plays the music hitting him and kind of pushing away the madness that's coming over him. All those are really good moments. Now to gush. Oh gosh. Okay. So I thought about this after I had recorded the last one. Oh, this is so good. In the last episode, and a couple of times, I think Eshbal said it. Eshbal and Mikhail both said it, that they feel like the family is cursed sometimes. And where do we hear that word before? In talking about the objects of the Amalekites. And we saw Agag doing something while he was inside that tent and looking at Mikhail. And the thing that makes this so good is a dark spirit came upon Saul, and he may have been possessed. I'm not sure. The Bible's a little unclear, or not unclear, but subtextual, silent about the exact nature of what was happening to him. But the decision to say these objects are cursed, having Agag look like he was trying to place a curse on them, it makes it so that God did not curse him. God did not place this evil spirit on him. Saul's decision to keep all of that stuff and to bring Agag into his tent is what invited in the dark spirit. Everything that is happening is his fault. He did it. He invited this dark spirit into his house and into him by his greed and his unwillingness to follow God. God said, don't do that. And now you could see there was a reason for that, because it would do this. And Saul did it anyway. He didn't listen. And so now he's invited a demon into his house. And that is so good, because it makes God not the villain. He didn't do this to Saul. Saul did this to him. He tried to prevent it from happening to Saul, but Saul did it anyway. Oh gosh, that is so good and so clever and such good writing. It's not really in the Bible, but it really fits with a certain worldview within Judeo-Christian thinking. This is mine. I thoroughly believe in the realism of demons and angels. And I believe that a lot of horror movies are correct in how they present demons, that they attach themselves to people. They can attach themselves to places, and they can attach themselves to things. And you inviting those things into your house and into your life can have them do stuff to you. If you believe, like I do, that that is how it works, then Saul taking these things that were accursed into his home is a problem and a bad idea, and resulted in all of this happening. And making that possible hinting that could be in the Bible into the foreground is really good, and it doesn't contradict scripture, and it makes things more interesting, and also gives a depth to the plot of this isn't happening just because God made it happen. This is happening by the characters' decisions. That is so good.